Hi, thanks for joining for another video. So today I'd like to talk to you about sweet potatoes. So this is our sweet potato. It's a funny little thing really, isn't it? It's got strange things coming out of it. It looks very weird and strange shape. But this is actually a really versatile vegetable to have in your cupboard. You can buy it, as we see, fresh. You can buy it frozen. Really versatile. So I just want to talk to you about the benefits of sweet potatoes. So sweet potato actually have got loads of fibre in them. They've got loads of potassium. They've got antioxidants. Something called beta carotene, which is a really good antioxidant, which actually turns to vitamin A in the body. And also it's got vitamin C in it, and also potassium. And I think it's got some iron in it as well. So a really good all-round vegetable to eat. So sweet potato is also, as we know, I don't know if people are aware of the term low GI. So low GI is basically the way that the body is able to absorb sugar from the food. So if a food has got a low GI, then it means the body absorbs the sugar more slowly from the food, which means it keeps you on an even keel throughout the day. It's really good for diabetics because it allows them to absorb the sugar more slowly. So any food that's got a low GI is one that's really beneficial, I think, for a lot of people, really. If you're not trying to lose weight anyway, just to keep your mood even, it's just brilliant. But there are two different ways that you cook sweet potato, and that really affects the way that the GI of the food is altered. So if you were going to bake this potato, the GI of it would go up. Not massively, it wouldn't be as high as some high GI foods, but it would go higher than maybe what you were expecting it to be. And that's because the dry heat of the oven, it affects the starches in the potato, and that then affects the way the body is able to take hold of those starches and turn them into sugar. So basically, by baking sweet potato, it alters it and makes it much sweeter than it would if maybe you were to bake it in a stew. So I've actually roasted some sweet potato today, and I'm going to make this in a minute. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make this into a salad, a sweet potato salad that's going to be absolutely yummy. And also I'm going to make these into some falafels as well. I'm going to mix them with some chickpeas. So actually I've tasted a bit here, and this is incredibly sweet. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, but it makes it into a quite sweet potato. But don't be put off. You know, it's great to use it, and you can use it in all sorts of different ways. So I've also then grated some sweet potato. So you can actually eat this raw, that would be absolutely fine. You can add it to salads, every different bits, just eat it as you like. It's not my cup of tea, but if you wanted to, that'd be absolutely fine. Or the other thing you can do with the grated one is actually, because once it's grated, it really cooks quite quickly. When it's whole, it actually takes quite a long time to cook. So now when it's grated, why not add it to dals? If you make a dal, add some sweet potato. You're adding some extra goodness to that. Why not make a soup out of it? There's so many different types of amazing soups you can make with sweet potato. You could add it to some curries. You could add it to an omelette. Oh my golly, there's so many different ways you can cook with sweet potato. And actually, as it's grated and you're not going to bake it, so you're not going to raise the GI of it, it's really going to be a really low GI beneficial meal. So, well, thanks for listening, talking about that. I'm going to go away now, and I'm going to do some overhead videos for you and showcase actually how you can make some of these really yummy meals. So here I have got some sweet potato that I have roasted in the oven. So just remember, when I spoke earlier, we talked about the baking of sweet potato. So just remember, when you bake it, it's going to get a bit sweeter. So those calories are going to be a bit intensified, but it still tastes absolutely yummy. So just bear that in mind when you make those. Then here I've got some chickpeas, and I've got some onions that are already diced. So I'm literally going to add a little bit of ground coriander, and I'm going to bet this is ground cumin. Oh, smells really yummy. Some ground cumin here, and some black pepper, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of salt, and I'm just going to whiz it all together. So you can either use a food processor, or you've got a hand blender, or if you've got none of those, then you can use a good old-fashioned potato peeler, potato masher. Okay, so I'm just going to go away and do that, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm back now. I've made my mixture, so you see it's slightly smooth, but it has got some lumpy bits in it as well, which is absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a little bit of flour, and I'm going to literally take some of the mixture and I'm going to roll it in my hands, and you can make any size that you want. This is quite a tiddy one, and then I'm going to put it in some flour, and I'm just going to put it on a plate. Okay, so I keep going with that. You can make different sizes. I'm sure mine will all be different sizes. Okay, and I'm just going to put it on my plate. So the beauty of falafels is that you can make them. Think how easy this was to make. A tin of chickpeas, some sweet potato. You don't have to use sweet potato. You can use just chickpeas if you want. Adding the sweet potato just adds a different dimension, but you could use some carrot if you wanted. You could use some spinach. You could really use anything that you've got in the cupboard that you think would just add something extra to it. So it's and if you're not sure, just have a Google and just see if that would work. And again, spices. If you don't like cumin or you don't like coriander, then add some mixed herbs or something else just to give it a little bit of extra flavour. Otherwise, they're probably going to be a little bit bland for you. So it's so next time you go to the supermarket and you're tempted, think how expensive they are, and you think how cheap a tin of chickpeas is, and how easy it is to make your own. So cooking wise, I'm going to put ours in an air fryer. So it's something we invested in a while ago, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I never thought I would use it as much, but it's been brilliant. It cooks all sorts of things. Fish and chips. We even did some onion barges in the other day that were not too bad. So anything kind of you would think about frying, put it in the air fryer. Even things like roasted vegetables works really well. If you haven't got an air fryer and you don't want to fry them, because frying is what makes them really unhealthy, they often deep fry them, so they take up loads of fat, then you could put them in the oven. They'd work just as well in the oven. So that's another way. Or you could always just put them in a very light bit of oil and fry them if you must. Okay, so the last little bit, using up the last little bit, and there you go. So, thank you very much. Now we're going to make our sweet potato salad. So we've got our sweet potato all nice cubed up here, and we're going to add some onions. This is just onions, the red onion, which has just been cut up really small. So I'm just going to stir that around a little bit. Right, then to make our dressing, which again is really, really easy, we're literally going to take 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of honey. Okay, and then we're going to stir that around. And that basically is a really yummy sweet potato salad. Thank you. Go away, enjoy. Let me know how you get on. Thank you very much.